movement is, whether there's, they feel like there's going to be the right safety conditions. I want to respect that. But what I also say is that we're in a moment when, collectively we've got to marshal massive popular pushback if we're going to halt this slide into authoritarianism, slide into dictatorship. And everyone's going to, a lot of people are going to have to step forward in order to do that. And so, I think it's one of those situations where if each of us steps forward, then there are more of us together and we are stronger together. And we can do it if we collectively take that jump and that leap of faith together.
And I know that people have been listening. People are now wanting to know more and more. How do I get involved? People, please go to nokings.org. Not only are you going to be able to see the map and find events near you, or, as Leah mentioned earlier, you can host an event. There's actually trainings that are being held, and you'll find that information there. Trainings where you can, from your home, virtually watch and learn about information to make your event really successful and great. So we want you to get involved, to be part of No Kings. Christine from Declaration for American Democracy, have you been able to join us?
Yeah, happy to be here once again. My favorite show.
All right now. Well, what I love, Leah, is you have reached out and created this incredible network of organizations. I mean, when Rachel Maddow last night on her show was scrolling through the organizations, she couldn't get through the whole scroll because there are so many that have joined this effort, including TJC, Transformative Justice Coalition. We're proud to be part of No Kings Day. We're proud to be part of the John Lewis National Day of Action on July 17th. Also, we're proud to do this work because there's no more important work. Christine, when you think about all the people out there, all the organizing, you've done so much as co-director of Declaration for American Democracy with Public Citizen and so many others. What do you want people to know right now about why they should get involved, and what's your advice to people who just want to know, what can they do? How can they volunteer? How can they sign up? What else can they do?
Thanks so much, Bart. So first off, as we've been saying on this entire call, get involved and find an event near you for this Saturday for No Kings Day. Right now, the stakes are high, and I understand that folks across the country viewing what's happening across the country can be frightening. But now is the time to find moral courage, to come together, to be in community with one another, and to work with the trusted leaders in our communities that are organizing these events for No Kings Day on Saturday, but also beyond. All of the events in between and afterwards. Now is the time where we need to come together. Folks who care about across issue areas, whether you're coming to this fight because you're impacted by the potential cuts to our healthcare and our government services, whether you care about voting rights and civil rights, or the people across this country that are being impacted by Trump's racist immigration policies and disappear off the streets. Wherever you're coming in this movement from, there is a place for you. And by going to nokings.org, you can find a local event near you to join. And would encourage folks to show up this Saturday and past next Saturday. I know we'll talk about this in a moment, but we're already getting ready to launch an action in July, on July 17th, in honor of John Lewis. So we're already thinking about what's next, because we know that in order to defend our democracy, defend our rights and freedoms, and meet this moment, we need to have continuous, peaceful, collective action together.
Absolutely. And, it just tickles me how people around the country, Daryl and everyone, how they're surprised about the fact that people are showing up in the streets. They're showing up every day in the streets. to protest injustice. People had, I saw a protest on TV the other day of young Black and Latino. It was mainly young Black and Latino protesters against the cuts to the Job Corps in Massachusetts. Those cuts are happening all over the country, and those are programs that have helped young people to get started in the economy, to have a job opportunity. So, all this viciousness of destroying opportunities, has come to the front. But people have been shocked at all these protests. On April 5th, it was estimated, Leah, that over 1 million people got in the streets and were heard. We think, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Oh, we actually, the ultimate count ended up being about 3.5 million. So
there you go. There you go. And we expect even more this Saturday. It's so important. One thing I want everyone who's listening, take your heart, take your finger and draw it across your heart and say the word courage. In this moment, we need you to be courageous. In this moment, we need you to be aware. In this moment, we need you to dedicate yourself to making sure that our democracy prevails over all of this nonsense. So, Curtis Yarvin, who is the guru for the Silicon Valley oligarchy, has declared that, he wants a corporate monarchy. He wants a king. He wants a corporate king to run America. Mm-hmm. And these people like Elon Musk and Peter Thiel and J.D. Vance and Steve Bannon, they all follow this guy, by the way. They all believe in what he has to say. So you need to understand that this is not random actions of a madman. There's some real evil plotting going on. But one thing he has said, Karen, is that the only way they win is if African Americans are deactivated. If they're not active in this struggle, if they're absent from the struggle, that's the only way that the oligarchy can win and this monarchy can win. What do you have to say to that quickly, Karen, in the time that we have remaining?
So real quick, I agree. If you look back to 2016 and the surgical precision that Black people were targeted with disinformation and misinformation, it speaks to that. It's a continuum. They count on Black people not showing up because that's the margin of differential between candidates winning that are on the right side of history versus what we have now being governed, by a madman and a drunk in the Department of Defense. So that, I believe, is why we what he means by that. In a nutshell, with given the time constraints, probably.
Yes, and really quickly, Karen, how do people get in touch with you? CBN, concernedblackmennational.org, or Dr. Karen 2 cents at substack.com. All righty. Thank you. And Joshua, quickly, how do people get in touch with you, sir?
Hey, Facebook, Joshua J. Raby is the quickest way to get me. And we're looking forward to John Lewis Day, July 17th.
All right, now. Oh, yes, we're going to make good trouble, making good trouble. Okay. Christine, what is what do you want to tell people about how to get in contact with you and the role that the DFAD is going to be playing in fighting for our democracy? We're so happy to fight alongside of you. Quickly, how can people get in touch with you?
Sure. We are proud sponsors of No King's Day and really excited for Good Trouble Lives On coming up on July 17th. Folks can get in touch by going to dfadcoalition.org or following our Blue Sky account or Facebook or Instagram under the same name.
All right. And the last word goes to you, Leah, to tell people around this country anything you want to say right now, whatever you want to tell people around this nation who are listening and who will be telling others what they heard today and who will be listening to the repeats of this show. What is it that you want to say right now to this nation?
Well, first, I just want to thank you because, I remember talking to you before we had even launched No Kings, and I was like, we've got this idea. And you were willing to jump in with us at the very beginning, and that I'm so grateful for that. And I think, it's been a massive growth over the last 6 weeks, and I really believe that collectively, if we all come out, we can make this a moment that people remember as one of the moments when the wheels started to come off the bus of this Trump regime. And I just want to echo what you said to everyone, right? Courage is contagious. This is a moment where we collectively lean in, and that doesn't mean that you don't have fear, right? It would be silly to look out at this moment and not feel a little fear. It means having that fear and doing it anyways together. That's what we can do.
Thank you so much, Daryl. Take us home. But, folks, we'll see you in Chicago on Saturday. We're going to march. We're going to be part of No Kings. This is the work that we do. This is the work that the ancestors fought for. This is what the future depends upon. It's our activation. We'll see you in those streets on Saturday. To you, Daryl.
Thank you, Barbara. Special thanks to Dr. Karen McRae with the National Concern Black Men. Special thanks to Joshua Raby out of Alabama and Christine Wood out of DFAT. And a special thanks to our friend Leah Greenberg with Indivisible. Folks, you've heard it. You've heard the call. You've heard the call. You've heard the horn. You've heard the whistle. It's time to get off the sidewalks, to get into the streets, to get into good trouble. Be certain to show up on June the 14th. Stand up to tyranny. Say no kings. And then show up again on July the 17th, because that march to end racism, to end fascism, to end all those things, sexism, it's an everyday march. Be with us. We look forward to seeing you on June the 14th, and until next Tuesday at 12 o'clock Eastern Time, we're telling everyone to stay with us. We have a special guest coming up next week that you'll be able to hear. But until next week, you've got to be certain that you're staying in that fight. If you have questions with regards to what TJC is doing, you can go to tjcoalition.org. tjcoalition.org. Find out what we're on. Follow us. You can follow Barbara Arnwine at Barb73 on her X, or it used to be called Twitter. You can follow us. You can follow me at Free to Vote Daryl. You can follow us. We encourage you to stay involved. Get off the sidewalks, get into the street, and get into the fight for good trouble. Until next Tuesday, noon, Eastern Standard Time, peace, everybody.
Love and peace.
The preceding program was paid for by Barbara Arnwine.
Radio 1 presents Boss Talk, connecting with CEOs in the DMV.
I'm Derek.
And I'm Tonita. We are the Duartes, CEOs of Duarte 7 LLC, and the franchise owners of the newest Charlie Cheese Steaks and Wings at 9430 Annapolis Road, Lanham, Maryland. So I think what got Derek and I started in this business was by us being frontline workers during the pandemic and just realizing that was a hard time for everyone. We decided that we wanted to start something of our own, build a legacy for our children, and just try to do something like creating jobs for the community and doing community events so that people could see that even though times were rough at the time, and they still are during this time, you can always find a way to make it better.
This is Boss Talk, inspiration from CEOs right here in the DMV.
In this one small world we share together,
there are lots of good things we can still share.
We can share hope.
We can share
News Talk 1450 and 95.9 WOL with the Carl Nelson Show. Weekdays from 6 to 10 a.m. Reverend Al Sharpton keeping it real from 1 to 4 p.m. And the Tavis Smiley Show from 4 to 7 p.m. Download our mobile app and take us everywhere you are or listen live at WOL.